hang on to your seat, baby, because this one's a screamer. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
What's going on, Entertain? So today I'm coming to y'all with another video. So in this video, y'all, I'm gonna be reacting to Stephanie. So Stephanie, you guys, is a lawyer, and she really breaks down the potential lawsuit between Joseline Hernandez and Big Legs and Zeus and everything. Okay, so y'all all know how that fight happened a few weeks ago or whatever. So Stephanie, y'all, is doing this series and stuff on her channel. So this is like a sort of like a mini collab. Thank you to Stephanie for letting me react to this video and get a legal perspective on this whole situation. Okay, I will be reacting to half of this video, so make sure you guys please go to her link down below, pin in the comments down below, so you guys can check out this full video in full length. Shout out to Stephanie once again, and let's get to this video. She is an attorney breaking it all down.
Or might come out Tuesday, either or, and I'm drinking the same thing. So I figured, since my poor Miami Heat lost, shout out to Miami Heat. Y'all are still the winners in
Let
my
me find out
opinion.
you're in Florida, Stephanie. Child, we're gonna have to do an in-person collab if you're in Florida.
Try 3 by Dwayne Wade. 3 by Wade, which is his rosé. It's pretty good. I've already tried it. So since I already filmed that video, I recommend. I enjoy it. It's very crisp. All right. I hope your day is going well, K10. Hey, Blue Quartz. Hey, Toy. Hey, Joe. To Property 1, which is one of the classes you take first. A little bigger. Okay, perfect. So first, a little bit about the background of Zeus Network. I found it very interesting in doing the research. And then Mayweather versus Gotti versus the Puerto Rican Princess versus, it should say, Big Legs. I forgot to add them there. Then who's liable? We are going to take it back to Property 1, which is one of the classes you take first semester of law school, and talk about premises liability. And then we're going to talk about a little bit of contract law, indemnification, and subrogation. And then maybe if we have enough time, we'll get into a little bit how reality TV legalizes assault. Ooh. And that, if we don't get into it, don't worry, that's going to be covered in our filmed video anyway.
Recordings just got better.
So those are all the topics she's going to be covering in this here video, okay?
Into this, starting with, first and foremost, thank you to Patreon. And they have not only, that is what we covered. And let's get into Zeus Network. So if you are not familiar, I'll keep me small so y'all can see this. Let me have a sip real quick.
Child, Stephanie,
if you're not familiar with Zeus Network,
she came right come for you since you sipping wine and spilling tea. I could already hear her watching this. Oh, isn't this peculiar? So you might want to watch out, Steph. Watch your back.
This is from their YouTube channel, and they have not only YouTube, they are a, I would say, network app. So basically they are a subscription service. You subscribe to their app, you can watch their plethora of reality TV as well as scripted shows. And then they also show clips on YouTube as well. So you can see here, I'm gonna lean in because y'all can see and I cannot see. Here they have over 1 million subscribers on YouTube alone, with 125 million views just on YouTube. Ooh. That's a lot. So they are doing numbers. And if you're not familiar with what is on the show, it's Baddies West, which basically Baddies West, Baddies South, Baddies East. Is there a Baddies North? I don't know. I'm not sure. It is essentially the daughter.
No, Baddies East is the only closest thing I can get to Baddies North, to keep it a buck. Okay, and let's talk about some of the stars that are not a part of Now Let's TV no more. Black China. Would y'all want to see Black China come back for a potential return on Zeus Network? I would like to be honest, especially with this whole spiritual journey thing. I feel like Zeus really missed the mark by not reaching out to her for a show and really filming this whole spiritual journey to really see the background of it, to see if it's really true and real or if it's just all in that.
Of Bad Girls Club. So if you are a woman of a certain age, like me, you will probably remember Bad Girls Club, which is on Oxygen. One of the most memorable people from Bad Girls Club, Natalie Nunn. She is an executive producer. I think she is the EP of Baddies West. She is definitely a producer. She may also be the EP as well for Baddies West. So she has kept a very long legal career, a very long reality TV career. And the newest iteration is on Zeus Network. Now, the show, various of the shows highlight different things. Joseline's Cabaret, Baddies West, a lot of tussling, I would say. And we're not going to get into the respectability politics of that and whether or not it gives you the ick, because we've talked about respectability politics before. This, however, I think should be talked about is who actually owns Zeus. Zeus is positioned as a Black-owned network. However, it has some very interesting who have been positioned before it rose to fame. It's been around for about 4 or 5 years now as the owners. So I thought we'd play this little clip.
Okay. Now,
Basically,
this white woman host owns the Zeus Network, and let me just the face. I'm a gag.
Lord, basically. I still stand behind, if we're talking about Bad Girls Club for 2 seconds, I stand behind that Tanika deserved her own show. She really did. That was a bop she made with the pans, a moment in time. All right. So let's play this clip. I'm like, where I lost the clip here.
Tanisha had her own spin-off series. It wasn't her own show, but it was her just following her getting married. So technically it wasn't her own show. So she is right when she says that. It was just a special, really.
Go really quick.
What's up, guys? It's your girl, Haley Delane, and tonight is a very special night. We are here with our Zeus family celebrating the launch of Zeus, you guys. All your favorite influencers are about to walk this carpet, and you know I'm about to talk to them, so let's go check it out. All right, you guys, I'm with the queen tonight, Miss Amanda Cerny. Amanda, how are you feeling?
I'm super excited. It's all real. It came together. We're doing our pre-launch party, so coming out July 13th. I'm super stoked.
So this was Janisha before Janisha existed. So this is, we gonna call her Jan. So before Janisha, there was a Jan. Hi, Jan. Okay.
Actually a part of a lot of the different content on Zeus. What was that like making that specifically for this platform versus social?
Yeah, no, it was much more organized and it's a series too. So it's a little bit more exciting because we're able to put a bunch of different shows in order and have a full production team around it and not have it all rely on your own shoulders, which is great, and bring up the production value
Mentioning of the production value, I find specifically very interesting because it's not giving high production value if we're just going to start there, to be honest. And exactly, who is this? The Queen of Zeus, according to the interviewer. This is Amanda Cerny. You will see her on older episodes of Zeus. Zeus is doing, unfortunately, many interesting things in terms of packaging what they call Black culture. However, one of the most interesting things, in my opinion, I'm saying interesting to be kind, is Zeus is very much pulling a UPN WB, which Zeus realized 3 of, which we can get to the next slide. Hold on.
What's up, guys?
This is who Zeus launched the network with. King Bach, which he is famously or infamously remembered for his very problematic vines. Then you have Amanda Cerny, who was just interviewed, as well as D Storm. And it's very interesting because it reminds me of
This is T. Stephanie. Mind you, I didn't watch this video beforehand, so I'm reacting to this. I was gonna do it live, but I'm reacting to this the first time, like right here and there. So this is T. Thank you, Steph. Wow, I know all this.
Don't see Amanda Cerny, which is why a lot of people are like, who is this? Who is she? What is going on? They're doing what UPN did, which is they realize it's very, very lucrative to sell a specific type of Black culture, to sell a very narrow view of something. And again, without getting into the respectability politics, the respectability politics don't serve anybody. Selling this level of tussling into tomorrow, they realized Amanda was not going to sell. But what was going to sell was Natalie Nunn putting on this newish version of accent that she has adopted and watching people fight. It's fascinating.
You better sip, Steph. Listen, one thing you can't deny is Natalie literally turned into a caricature of herself to be able to entertain her. Natalie did not talk the way that she does now. The whole yeah. She never did that back then. We knew that. She's like, I'm from the Bay. I'm from the Bay. Remember, she was like, Annie, you're so annoying. She had the Valley Girl accent. She still kind of has it, still kind of pushes out of her mouth, every now and then, but she wasn't really like that. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that.
was also on Vine as well. Yes. So this is from Variety TV, and Variety, there's no TV there, sorry. Variety is a TV and film publication, and in the publication, they state that the three of them are partners in Zeus Network. I found conflicting reports. Afrotech reported that Lem Plummer was 100% the owner.
Pepper.
It was also then reported that they did also give some seed money. They were given equity. So I'm not sure exactly what the partnership is set up as, whether they are equal owners, whether they are only owning 10%. But I do find it interesting. I do find it very interesting. All right. So from Variety, a trio of social media superstars, King Bach, Amanda Cerny, and Distorm Power, are throwing their collective reach behind a new subscription streaming service in partnership with TV producer Lemuel Plummer. Dubbed Zeus, the platform will feature content from the three influencers. I guess they said, Amanda girl, you have to go to the back, who collectively have almost 70 million combined followers across platforms. Power, Bach, and Cerny also will invite fellow collaborators and other social media stars to join Zeus across a range of categories, including comedy, beauty, fashion, and fitness, operating like a farm team system.
Not only fitness that they getting is that workout when they be thumping each other upside the head and booka blocka boo. Okay, that's the only fitness that we getting out this app. So it's kind of funny how this all started, and it was supposed to be a basis of something else that it didn't turn out to be. So that's what I find really, really funny.
In baseball, according to the partners. So yes, very, very interesting, you know. And this is Lemuel Plummer, who he, depending on which publication you read, is the owner and the CEO of Zeus Network. He's definitely CEO. That is reported in every report.
Big CEO.
It is still, I'm not sure if he is sharing the ownership or if he owns it solely. All right. And I just thought, you know, before we get into Zeus Network and whether or not they have liability for Joseline's actions, his background I thought was pretty interesting because we are peddling a very specific brand of tropes of Blackness. All right. He grew up in Detroit, immersed in media production, raised by parents who owned 3 television stations in the city. Very accomplished parents. He acknowledged how his parents inspired him to not only go after a career in television, but to aspire for ownership. Okay, he's giving Black capitalism. I understood that my parents were doing something very, very different and unique and special, Plummer told Black Enterprise. I was very fortunate to be able to learn from not only my parents, my other siblings who worked for the company. I decided this is something that I wanted to pursue in television, and maybe one day in the future, I could have my own network. Prior to launching his own network, Plummer secured his first look deal with BET Network at the age of 20 and went on to help produce several series, including The Monique Show and The Family Cruise. He started selling shows and making major moves within Hollywood, but still felt like he wanted something bigger. And that bigger was Zeus Network. And I think it's interesting and important to note that because why is it that if you've come from a middle-class background, very much most people, their family doesn't own 1 television station, much less 3. Why is it that the brand of Blackness, without getting to respectability politics, that you are profiting off of, my issues with the profiting, that you are profiting off of is Black people trying to make it, putting Black women specifically in situations of harm against themselves and each other. Why is that?
Sip stuff. What else? Oh, I love it. Here's the thing. The reason why is because it profits and it appeals to the younger generation. People have to understand nowadays, a lot of these kids, they didn't watch BGC. They didn't have Oxygen. Oxygen right now isn't even Oxygen. It's a crime channel. So us that are a little older, we grew up on BGC. So like seeing girls fight and seeing niggas fight, it's nothing like, oh, but these younger kids, it's a thrill for them because they didn't get it. When they didn't get it, they didn't see it when they were younger. You get what I'm saying? So it's like now that they're seeing it, they're becoming addicted to it, just like how we were addicted to BGC. Had they been around the BGC era, I don't feel like Zeus would have been as successful as it is now. Because it appeals to how I feel this age range. It appeals to the 14 to 21 age range. Those I feel like are the gaps of people that Zeus they watch like fiends. When it comes to 21 to 30, they watch it because there's nothing else on and it's their guilty pleasure. But 14 to 21, that's the age range that I feel like watches it as a passion, not even as a guilty pleasure. Yeah.
And particularly with Zeus makes lots of money while we're talking about Joseline off of women fighting. And specifically, they know Joseline's behavior. A lot of people have stated, and I think to the most part correctly, that Zeus is basically encouraging her behavior because they profited off her behavior. VH1 started this with Joseline back in the day on Love and Hip Hop. They realized Joseline made good TV. People love to see people fight, and she loves to fight. And it brings back this article, which I've read this article so many times now because I've referenced it before. And the article is very interesting. And while I have some thoughts on certain sections, for the most part, I am in full agreement, which is who actually gets to create Black popular culture. Because if you ask Mr. Plummer, he is adamant that Zeus is not reproducing anything harmful, that they are not ratchet TV, and that he is just simply showcasing all of Black culture in all of its glory. And no tropes of Black people whatsoever.
This is one inkling I'm gonna defend Lemme on. I remember they tried to do Drea's show. Bitch, ain't nobody tuning in for that motherfucker. Okay, I'm gonna talk like bang. Ain't nobody tuning in to that motherfucker. So that's kind of on us. Because if he's trying to give us positive TV when it comes to Drea trying to build her brand and trying to do her big one, and nobody tunes in, then it's kind of like, I'm not going to be wasting money on positivity if y'all hoes ain't going to tune in. So we're to blame a little bit just as much as he is. But he does take most of the blame because he shoves the ratchetness in our face.
So I think that's very interesting. And this is from Current Affairs. I'll make sure to link to that. But basically, the caption of the article is, a closer look at the economics of Black popular culture reveals that most Black creators outside of music come from middle to upper class backgrounds, while the Black poor are written about but rarely get the chance to speak for themselves. And this is problematic because then you turn people into tropes under the guise of, I'm uplifting people, everything is uplift. And because, you know, honest and truly, because Dave Chappelle is such a vile classist person, I'm not going to miss an opportunity to bring this up, that Dave Chappelle said this out of his own mouth. You know, when I was growing up, I was probably about 8 years old at the time. We were living in Silver Springs. Yeah, yes, common misconception about me in DC. A lot of Black people think I'm from the hood. That's not true, but I never bothered to correct anybody because I wanted the streets to embrace me. As a matter of fact, I kept it as a ruse, sometimes I'll hang out with rappers like Nas and them, and these mother effers start talking about the projects. Yo, you was wild in the PJs. And I'll be like, word. But I don't know. I have no idea. And this is problematic for so many reasons, because we are going to talk about in the video, hopefully on Sunday, the realities of legal TV. We're going to specifically talk about legalized assault and contracts. The people on these shows, the women in Baddies West, they are not making a lot of money. They do not pay them. Specifically for the Baddies series, they are paid between $5,000 and $10,000 for 19 episodes. That's paying the rent for 3 months.
Discover La Roche-Posay and
That
Thelios
is very, very
fluid.
true, okay? Especially when the rent nowadays was really 2 months. We were really able to rock, okay? Also, I want to show you guys a little bit something very soon in the middle of this video, okay? The ratings came out for Baddies West, and the numbers are in.
That someone that is socioeconomically advantaged is essentially, it would seem to me, taking advantage of the situation. It doesn't sit right. But let's get into it. All right. And this part I thought was interesting. I'm just putting it on here for a mental note for myself because I am very curious about this. So this is from Mr. Plummer. Yes, I have received cease and desist letters from Viacom and VH1 who have basically told me I'm treading in their space, which I don't understand how I would be treading in their space, Plummer revealed. But people have definitely looked at us
Wait a
as
minute.
a threat.
Why? Okay, the only way I would see, that's crazy. Now this I didn't really know. The cease and desist coming from Viacom and VH1. Maybe it's because he's taking their talent, i.e. Tommy, i.e. Mariah Lynn now, some couple of VH1 stars that have appeared, Prince, many more to name, right? But in my opinion, Oxygen should be the real one that should send them to cease and desist, because y'all using the word bad when it comes to reality television. That's what kind of confused me. How Oxygen never really stepped their foot in there. And is Oxygen owned by Viacom? I know MTV's owned by Viacom. I know VH1 is owned by Viacom, BET, Viacom, MTV2, Viacom, and a couple other networks. But I don't know about Oxygen. I got to check on that.
And made it pretty vocal. There's a lot of challenges running a network. You're talking significant money that comes through. And again, significant money going to who? It's not the talent. It's not the women trying to make a sustainable lifestyle and just get themselves out of bad.
I just checked. Oxygen is owned by NBC Universal, so that is not owned by Viacom.
Situation. It's not them, because I've seen the amount they're making because they've gone and said it on social media. All right, which brings us to the Puerto Rican princess. Mayweather versus Gotti versus the Puerto Rican princess versus Big Lex. So there was a scheduled boxing match between Floyd Mayweather and, now I'm forgetting his first name. I believe it's John Gotti. It was not John. Y'all let me know. And they had their boxing match. They also tussled outside of the boxing match. It was chaos and commotion. Also, Joseline has a show on Zeus Network called Joseline's Cabaret, where she is basically the headliner of the show. She has taken numerous issues to various people on the show. She has been sued because she has assaulted people on the reunion, as has her fiance, Ballistic, which honestly, if Joseline is getting charged, he should also be getting charged, because I've seen the videos. One of the cast members from her show was Big Lex. Joseline not only assaulted Big Lex numerous times, she also assaulted random people throughout the venue. Now,
it sounds funny when somebody talks about it in an appropriate manner because you're visualizing it as Stephanie's talking about it. All you just see it is her saying assaulting random people, and you just see Joseline. Let me stop. Y'all know we're gonna get a key over here.
Which gets us into her charges. So all of these headlines are nonsensical because all of these headlines come from tabloids. So here is one. This was the most, I would say, not ridiculous one, and it's still ridiculous in the wording. Love and Hip Hop, because that's what she's most famously known for. Joseline Hernandez arrested for Big Lex beatdown. Like, why do we? It's assault. Like, we shouldn't glamorize this. During Mayweather fight. All right. So this occurred on the 12th. She was charged with 4 charges. We're not going to really spend time about her charges. If you've seen the videos, it's awful. I'm going to show just a small clip for a second. Actually, let's show it really quick so y'all can see what we're talking about.
Y'all already know I can't show it on here because they will get me very quickly. I know how YouTube does. So we're going to skip over that. Okay. So. All right.
So let's go back to this. Here we go. Okay. So just so we're on the same page with the chart. Oh, where did it go? Here we go. How do I do this? No. It's changed my preset. So I'm like, where is everything? So it's 3 charges of battery and then 1 charge of resisting an officer with violence. All right. So you have touch or strike, battery, domestic violence. They're all basically the same thing. So this is happening in the state of Florida. And the 4th charge is resisting an officer. And honestly, I'm surprised she doesn't have more charges, to be honest, because as you can see in the video, she hit numerous people that weren't even bothering her. It was a lot of commotion. It was a lot of commotion. So, which brings us to the legal claims. Joseline is one of the premier, I would say, maybe besides Natalie Nunn, most famous. She's probably not an employee, contract workers for Zeus Network. Zeus Network makes a lot of money off of Joseline's antics. Zeus Network also was the sponsor of the legalized boxing match. Not the stuff that happened after, not any of that. So in the videos we see any of the clips, a lot of the clips show Zeus Network contract workers. And I want to emphasize on contract workers that a lot of these people are not employees, so they are likely not getting benefits. Because usually people that are running seemingly scammy-ish businesses, they don't like pay their employees. So if you're paying your talent that you have filming 24 hours,
members, y'all know exactly the person I'm talking about. Subscribe to the membership, y'all gonna know real tea. Yeah.
Almost 5 to 10 grand for a season for 19 episodes. Yeah, I don't really believe that you're probably paying me security enough. Probably not. That would just be my guess, to be honest. So with that, Zeus Network entered and brokered a deal with Floyd Mayweather that they would host a few of his title matches. This is a huge deal for them. They do pay-per-view streaming through Zeus Network for these fights as well. And as part of them filming the fights, they invite all, it seemed, this is a guess, but it seems like they invite a lot of their cast members from their various series. They have a lot of different series running. Orlando Brown from That's So Raven is on one of them. And I've seen a few clips and he always looks very confused. He always looks like, wait, where is the production and the trailer that I'm used to? And it's very interesting to me. And so with that, there were a lot of cast members from various Zeus shows, and there was also filming as well. However, the main event was being filmed for pay-per-view, wasn't necessarily being filmed from what I could tell for a specific show. It may come up in other shows, and that part is important because when you get into how assault is essentially legalized in a lot of reality TV shows, when you are a reality television contestant in a lot of these drama shows, you sign different waivers and indemnification that essentially say, hey, I waive my right to sue if I am assaulted, if any consensual or non-consensual touching occurs, which is why. We'll get into a little bit of the contract today, and then in the video, we'll do more of a deep dive because I have one of the contracts from the Real World, and the Real World producers also produce Bad Girls Club as well as Keeping Up with Kardashians. So we're going to get into that. And with that, a lot of people have asked, so shout out to y'all that sent this to me and were like, hey, can we cover this? Have asked whether or not Zeus is liable for Joseline's actions, since Zeus is essentially co-signing her actions, very much filming her. And the person that caught most of the footage, I'm not sure if it seemed to be on their phone, but I'm not sure if they were filming in an official capacity for the show. So with that, you can't essentially say, oh, just because Joseline is on this show and she assaulted somebody, will that person she assaulted waive their rights? That's not going to work. Those random people she hit are most likely going to sue not only Zeus, but the building, the stadium arena. So which brings us to premises liability.
Y'all done come down here on your brow and cause a ruckus. I'm sick of y'all. Like, when I found out Joseline got arrested in Broward, I said, this thing. First of all, Joseline used to live around Broward in Miami. So you literally came back where you grew up and left out of and got arrested for some fuck shit. Like that y'all don't understand how funny that is. Like literally Joseline got arrested where she grew up. For the girls that don't know, back history of Joseline. She grew up down Broward in Miami. She used to dance down here. So like you got arrested there. That's a key.
The person with the most to lose here is the arena. This was held in Sunrise, Florida. Shout out to South Florida. And how this occurred, it seemed to occur somewhere in the back. Like they're not in the stands. They're like in a loading area. And with premises liability, it's what duty of care does the owner of the premise owe to you? Which one of those is, do you have enough security? Thank you, Toy Toy. She also performed that night. So that's actually a really good, That's actually a really good point in that maybe Zeus might be found more liable if that performance is a part of her contract that she's supposed to be doing, because they are essentially filming it. They can't show all those random people's faces.
Yeah, they're probably gonna blur it out.
My water's over there. Hold on. I don't want to get up. And then I'm like, okay, it's gone. I was like, the wine is not going to fix the cough. Okay, we're good. Listen, the poor woman that was just literally the back of the head just walking around, I would have been so shocked. She's definitely suing. Get your student loans money. All right, so here we go with premises liability. Let me make this a little bigger. All right.
Oh, man.
Limitation on premises liability. So this is specifically for Florida, since this occurred in South Florida. The Florida laws are going to apply here. Federal, I mean, there's not enough damage for federal, so this is likely. If they were to sue, it would be in state court. Limitation on premises liability. Let me preface that just so it's fully correct. To sue in federal court, you either have to have a question of constitutional law, discrimination, for example, or I think the threshold is $75,000 or more, I believe, if I remember correctly. The federal statute, how you get into federal court. So most likely this would be state court. So I pulled Florida. All right. Actually, I guess I can go to the side. Okay. So limitations on premises liability. According to Florida statute, the owner or operator of a convenience business that substantially implements the applicable security measures listed in subsection 812.173 and another subsection shall gain a presumption against liability in connection with criminal acts that occur on the premises and that are committed by third parties who are not employees or agents of the owner or operator of the convenience business. So this occurred in a stadium. The first question is whether or not there is enough security. Now, security clearly was contracted out in this situation to Zeus Network. If you watch the video, A, I really don't feel like they're paying those security guards enough to be getting slapped around. But B, they didn't really stop anything. They were very, Joseline, I don't know how tall she is, but they were significantly taller.
Joseline's a tall man. That's a big rod. Like, if y'all, I've seen Joseline in person. She's tall. I'm telling you, like, some niggas, she would intimidate. I'm telling you, like, and not even she's tall. She's not fat either, but she's like fit. She dropped a little bit of weight, but like the girl, when I seen her, that's when she had like a little bit more weight on her. Like she's like fit. So like she buka like yeah, like I'm telling you, like you won't get it till you see the girl in person. Okay, let me know what you guys think about this video. Please make sure you guys go ahead, and this is only half of the video, so make sure you guys check out the full video where she gives a legal breakdown of what Big Legs might be able to do legal wise and how Zeus may be affected legally due to this whole Big Legs versus Johnson situation. Thank you again, Stephanie from Wine and Chill, for allowing me to react to the portion of this video. Make sure you guys go ahead and watch the full video down below. Link is pinned in the comments. Let me know what y'all thought about this video, and we're out, baby.
No personal thing.